Have you ever wondered why AirAsia may just be Asia's favourite low-cost airline? Despite a few frustrations, we can't get over how good the value is. We start things off at Le Meridien, which is part of the Marriott Hotel Group. 30-floor high views of Kuala Lumpur, very reasonable prices and a beautiful large swimming pool. We'll release a separate video for here as it's one of our favourite hotels. The other advantage is it's only 30 minutes on the CLIA or Kuala Lumpur International Airport Express train, which departs every 20 minutes. So I'm just doing a little bit of me last minute shopping because unfortunately I took my shorts out today and they're covered in blue ink. Gross. After a small detour, it's off to catch the Clear Express, which costs 49.50 ringgit one way or 90 return. The Clear Express runs direct to the airport, which is nowhere near the centre of Kuala Lumpur, covering a distance of 41 miles. Oof, God, that's a long way. Note that the first stop is Terminal 1, which serves international destinations as well as being Malaysian Airlines hub. We will be flying from here later in the week with China Airlines in business class on their Boeing 777. But today's video is all about low cost and value for money. So we'll be continuing on to Terminal 2, which is where AirAsia is based. That was such an easy journey, 28 minutes. I think it's 100 ringgit to get here. And once you're here, this place is great because the whole place is like a shopping mall. Now it's off to find the right check-in desk, which should, I stress should, have been an easy process. The self-check-in wouldn't work, so I went around the corner. Ooh, Jollibee. I love their peach pie. Oh yeah, anyway. Naturally, people cost money, so the queue to see a person to help took a long time. 15 minutes to be precise, and I wasn't far back in the queue. I had left loads of time. Unfortunately, AirAsia is now using facial recognition, which having gone to security was told you need to do this first. Not a problem, but the whole process, including check-in, had eaten up a whole hour. So this is not the first time I've taken AirAsia. In fact, 8 years ago, I sort of boycotted them because basically what happened was I had a really not so great experience at the check-in counter. The lady in front, and then she moved. The lady, despite the fact she saw me in the queue, she then put the close sign, and I thought, well, she's seen me, so logically, she's still going to serve me. As I got to the counter, she ignored me, 10 seconds went by, I said hello, and she said close, but she didn't even give me eye contact. And I thought that is so rude. And then finally got through. But all in all, it took 50 minutes having arrived to then get to immigration, and that's far too long, far too complicated. Stress be gone, because the terminal is pretty good. Modern with lots of reasonably priced shops and views of the planes outside. Today's flight, AirAsia 6316, departs Kuala Lumpur at 14:05, taking a very reasonable 1 hour and 5 minutes. This is one of the most frequent routes from the city, with a search revealing 14 flights a day. Most flights are operated by either Malaysian Airlines, with one flight a day by their low-cost subsidiary, Firefly, or AirAsia, who operate more than half the flights. Just make sure when you are catching a flight, you check what gate it is going from and where that is, because it is such a big airport terminal. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Time to board today's flight, which involves having your boarding card checked for entering a waiting room. Luckily, there's a decent set of windows to keep you busy because we're in here for about 15 minutes. As for boarding, AirAsia has groups 1 and 2. All the seats are the same, but AirAsia has hot seats, which are either the exit row or just close to the front. And they're easy to identify because of the red seat cover. AirAsia is probably a little bit more tight on their seats because it's 29 inches of pitch and 17 inches of width. It makes them just below the average. The leg room is still reasonable, and I didn't feel cramped. And on the plus side, unlike Pegasus on their A321, AirAsia's kept the seat back pocket, which is often removed to make the legroom feel greater than it is. Despite first appearances, the tray table was very clean and features a slide function. And the armrest goes all the way up, which was good because no one was sitting beside me. Seat 7A is well placed because you nearly have a full 2 windows, which also gives you a nice view of the wing and the engines. This A320 is also fitted with Wi-Fi. We'll see what the prices are like and what's available once we get in the air. In the meantime, sit back, relax and enjoy the takeoff. Once in the air, my stomach informed me I was hungry. Oh dear. So I took a glance at the onboard magazine, which does a good job to glamorise all the meals available on board. What I'd failed to remember, having booked this many months ago, is that because I'd prepaid for a bag in the hold, this included a meal. Yay! Including a drink as well, I tried to be healthy and went for a bottle of natural mineral water. And in matching green, here's my Thai basil chicken with rice. Please don't be too spicy. Luckily, eating around the chili, it was mildly spicy but not enough that as a Westerner, I could cope without bursting into flames. After the meal, I went back to the magazine. Umbrella anyone? Or why not buy a t-shirt with the AirAsia logo, so you can be mistaken as a member of the crew? After exhausting the magazine, all that was left to do was sit back, relax and get ready for the incredible blue waters as we approached Langkawi. Unfortunately for the Wi-Fi, it did connect, but it didn't work. If you stick around to the end, and thank you for doing so, we'll discuss how good the flight was and how much I paid. The price may surprise you. Thank you, bye bye. I booked this 6 months in advance for the very reasonable sum of 123 Malaysian ringgit, which included a checked bag, seat reservation and the meal. Even if you booked this a few weeks in advance, the prices are still pretty low. So ignoring the slow check-in and having your face scanned, this was an easy experience with a price that's hard to argue. Plus the cabin crew were really smiley, a delight and they dress well. So perhaps I can forgive and forget and put them back as one of my favourites to fly. Continuing the theme of low cost, I'm heading for a rest at a loft, which is part of the Marriott group. This is a great place to stay if you're on a budget, with the Sea View suite coming in at 924 Malaysian ringgit, and that includes breakfast. Not quite as cheap as the flight, but tomorrow we're flying onwards to Penang with Firefly. Hopefully it'll be an ATR 72. Until then, thank you so much for watching to the end and joining us on our travels.